and Power Slave, a young band, I think Owen described them as, really in their ascendancy. And when we look at the list of records we've got today, we're going from them, and I'm thinking, yeah, there must be another young band coming up. But no, we've got a bunch of old prog rockers here. Why have you chosen Yes?
Simply because Yes were revitalised in this period, and they were massive in America, they were in the charts in England, and they updated and refined their sound. They had Frankie Goes to Hollywood producer Trevor Horn. This was very much a sound that's synonymous with the 80s. And the album 90125 was a personal favourite for me. I didn't really like the old sort of light fairy-ish sort of Yes from the 70s, but this was harder edged, modern guitars, great hooks, but was very, very big in America indeed. I think they were bigger than they've ever were in the previous decade. And it's just a great track. And this particular one, Changes, is suitably epic to sort of follow Power Slave and Egypt, rather than the more well-known Owner of a Lonely Heart. But it's modern, it's great, it still sounds great today. This is Yes and Changes from the great 90125 album.
Keep looking. jealous hearts. Only through love changes come. Change, changing places. Root yourself to the ground. Capitalize on this good fortune. One word can bring you round. Changes. One road to loneliness. It's always the same. One road to happiness. It's calling your name. Change, changing places. Root yourself to the ground. Capitalize on this good fortune. One word can bring you round. Changes. Change, changing places. Root yourself to the ground. Word to the wise when you get what's coming. One word can bring you round. Changes.
Changes from Yes, and we come to our final track in this final show of the series For Those About to Rock. And we've come back with a giant, a legend.
Well, we've sort of gone full circle. Just as the first show featured Deep Purple, this particular year saw them come back on the reunion trail that Yes so successfully did, and they reformed the Mark II lineup, the classic lineup from Smoke on the Water with Ian Gillan and all the boys, and they came out with an album called Perfect Strangers. Curiously enough, a lot of it was rehearsed very near to us in Bedford. And the album was well received. It wasn't a classic, but looking back on it now, I think it's a great example of Deep Purple in their epic prime, and a great track to follow the preceding epics as well. This is Deep Purple, Perfect Strangers.
Break the silence. Waking from the dead of night. Vengeance is boiling. He's returned to kill the light. Then when he's found who he's looking for, listening all and you'll hear him bark at the moon. This melting torment, buried in a nameless grave. Now he has risen. Miracles would have to say. Those that the beast is looking for, listening for, and you'll hear him bark at the moon. Unholy
Deep Purple and Perfect Strangers there, and that was one of the tracks they were rehearsing at St Peter's Community Hall in Bedford back in 1984. Yes, it was there because we looked it up on the internet.
Well, it's nice to have a local link. Purple are such an important figure in the annals of rock history. I don't think nowadays they're sort of looked back on as much as Led Zeppelin or Black Sabbath are. But they're a great band, nice personal link. I know Don Airey, their keyboard player, very well, and I've got a track on one of his albums. And but that track, Perfect Strangers, was the Mark II lineup with Gillan, John Lord, Ian Pace, Roger Glover, and the inimitable Man in Black himself, Ritchie Blackmore.
Excellent. Oh, and it's been a rock education for me over the past 10 weeks. We've looked at tracks from the early 60s right the way through into the mid-80s and that start of the new era, the new genres that were being born. And I think for me, I've really noticed the diversity of not only the musical styles, but the personalities, and how really the music was tapping into the changes in the zeitgeist of the time, the emotions, the trends, the emergence of teenagers. We had that whole kind of background to this development of rock music.
Well, I think rock gets a bad rap. General critics always think it's a boneheaded, simplistic form of music, but as we've seen, it encompasses everything from neoclassical excellence to pomp to proggy stuff through to pop. It really does cover everything, and it's been probably the most enduring of all music styles. Almost every rock act we feature are still packing out stadiums to this day, and you can't really say that about pop.
That's a great legacy, isn't it? Rock music continues
forever.
Owen, it's been a pleasure. Thanks very much. For those about to rock, we salute you. This is Russell Hearn.
And Owen Edwards signing off.
See you soon. Bye.
Cheers.
MK Pulse proudly sponsors Seclo Sounds. MK Pulse is Milton Keynes' local magazine, bringing helpful information on food, health, fashion, money, travel, culture and much more to 84,000 people every month. Plus news, views and what's on from around the city. If it's happening in Milton Keynes, it's in MK Pulse, and it's available online at www.mkpulse.co.uk. MK Pulse and Seclo Sounds, the heart and soul of the city.